game. And he just said that the momentum that this World Baseball Classic has helped generate for baseball in the country of Italy can't be measured. Like, you know, it is a football, soccer, crazed area. But he said for the first time, we're going to be on primetime TV back in Italy. And he said the importance of this game and the win particularly over Team USA was a huge step in the right direction.
And as we talked about, Puerto Rico doesn't have the stars as Raymond Burgos has come out of the bullpen. 1-2. They don't have the players that we had noted that they're without, Carlos Correa and Francisco Lindor. But you know what? Italy took down USA. Italy took down Mexico. Canzone. Lugo is there and makes the catch. And those two countries, obviously, such great tradition in baseball in Mexico and the United States goes without saying. But they were both in the semifinals in 2023. Mexico was 3 outs away from getting to the final. USA got to the final and lost to Japan. So they've done the heavy lifting here. There's no free passes to Miami.
I mean, after they shocked Team USA 8-6, the feeling around Daikin Park the next night was, can they do it again? And USA needs some help. And they took it to Mexico.
That's nice work by Raymond Burgos as he comes in and gets 3 quick outs. On to the 7th, still 8-2 Italy. Matchup with Puerto Rico and Italy. Dan Altavilla comes in.
A.K.A. also known as the Big House. Pitched some terrific baseball down the stretch last year for the Chicago White Sox. Guy with a big arm. He'll get it up there mid to upper 90s. His job right now, pound that strike zone.
Dylan DeLucia was absolutely what Italy needed. Coming out of the bullpen, restoring order in what was a wild, crazy first few innings for both pitching staffs. DeLucia went 4 innings, didn't give up a run, gave up 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, and punched out 3.
Yeah, if you're looking, he may not go down in the box score afterwards as the MVP, but he restored order, held the lead, and gave Italy a chance to keep it where it was at. They get 2 innings. They scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first and 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth. You add that up, and it's 8 runs for Team Italy. You start counting outs, as you talked about, Rich. 9 outs away from a trip to Miami.
Brian Torres getting the pinch hit spot here. And he takes down low. Torres 8 years in the minors with Milwaukee and St. Louis. Yadi Molina looking at his lineup card, looking for somebody who can spark this offense to life. And maybe it's Torres who defiantly whips the bat all the way to the dugout, trying to fire up his mates.
If you're Puerto Rico right now, base runners are your best friend.
MJ Melendez now. And if this score holds, that appears to be the last game for Martin Maldonado in his long and very, very successful career as a catcher, and much of it in this ballpark for the Houston Astros. 3 World Series, 1 World Series title. Melendez takes a strike.
Little cutter from Altavilla.
Torres at first. Yes. We've talked about all the great catchers. Sandy Alomar Jr. down there as the first base coach. Maldonado goes into that conversation. Yachty goes into that conversation. And then seemingly everybody in the Italy dugout as well. With Cervelli, Posada, and Sal Fasano was always known as a really good defensive catcher. That is not good defense there. It goes by Pasquantino, and suddenly Puerto Rico has something going here.
Runners on the corners with nobody out.
The top of the order coming up.
Castro, who homered, is the first hitter of the game, and gave Puerto Rico a 1-0 lead. This ball is hit hard. Ball just gets under the glove of Vinny. Scooted on that grass.
Former teammates, this is going to be an error on Pasquantino. Castro now.
Spot right here if you're Team Italy. You trade a run for an out, sac fly, ground ball, anything. Kind of slow this momentum down for Puerto Rico.
Italy's bullpen active. Matt Festa is ready. Torres, Melendez at the corners. This crowd was at just a fevered pitch before the first pitch of the game. Puerto Rican anthem played. When you and I looked at each other, there was like a jolt of electricity, like somebody plugged Dyken Park into a socket.
Yeah, much like what Italy did to Mexico. When you jump out to the lead, you keep this crowd quiet. Mexico had a very strong contingent of fans here in Houston.
Altavilla ready, and a 1-2. Castro takes, it's 2-2.
This is really about as far as you want to go if you're Altavilla. You like to initiate contact on 1-1 and 2-2 counts. Whatever you're going to throw here, present it like it's a strike.
Still only 3 hits for Puerto Rico. The Castro homer. Matthew Lugo single. And Arenado's infield hit. 2-2. Soft liner caught there. Everybody back to their bases.
Once again, Team Italy in the right place defensively. Ball hit off the end of the bat just a bit, a soft line drive. And Sagasi in the right spot. Pretty simple play and a good job of getting back to first. The last thing you want to do is get doubled up when you're down by 6 runs.
Bernays now. Ground ball could get Altavilla out of this inning. You got Arenado on deck. 2-0.
Good fastball there, 97 miles an hour from Altavilla. Sitting fastball is an ace. Altavilla just simply beats him, overpowers him with that 97.
Evens the count 2-2.
Yeah, another really good pitch. Runs that fastball in on Hernandez's hands. Boy, after two fastballs like that, if he could locate that breaking ball, he likes to throw that hard sweeper down and away to a righty.
2-2. It's an 8-2 lead for Italy. Puerto Rico does not have a run since the second inning. Got him.
Boy, great cutter there by Altavilla. After a couple of fastballs in the high to upper 90s, he puts a little bit of cut on this one, and it is located on point. Maybe a ball off the plate. You can see that off-center grip, that cutter grip. Appears to be a strike until it wasn't.
Puerto Rico has not had a lot of at-bats with runners in scoring position, but they're 0 for 4 with the opportunities they've had, and Arenado's really struggling to find his stroke in this classic.
Yeah, he seems to be pulling off the ball just a little bit. Anything on that outer third that's down, he's having a tough time getting to it.
Ball and a strike. $34,000 here in Houston.
Another good fastball, 97 after a couple of pitches on the outer third. Went back to that ball that runs in. Now you've got multiple ways you can attack Arenado. You can try to double up and go back out there, in there again, or go ahead and try to throw that hard cutter down and away.
1-2, he got him. His parents here, Dan and Colleen, right arm up. Altavilla gets into trouble and then gets out of it, and it's still 8-2. You saw Christian Vasquez behind the plate for Puerto Rico. This is Andrew Fisher. And the count's 1-1. Raymond Burgos for Puerto Rico into his second inning of work. Fisher fouls it at the plate. Fisher hit a ball to the top of the wall in right field back in the fourth, which a fan made a terrific catch on, but it was interference. He had to settle for a two-run double.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest hit of the game for Team Italy. It was 6-2 at that point. And Puerto Rico had some traffic on the bases, but it went from 6-2 to 8-2. It's kind of felt like for Team Italy right now, all you need to do is get some outs. There's another look at that batted ball off the bat of Fisher. We thought for a minute it was gone. A nice catch by the fan, but you could see he clearly reached over and above that yellow line.
Anytime there's a fan involved like that, it's usually a very intricate review. This one took like, 30 seconds? Two. That's a gorgeous breaking ball.
Well, that's a big breaker. You can see the look at Fisher. Like, what? Hold the string on that one. A big sweeper. Ball starts off on the inner third. You see jelly legs and gets a little buckle there.
Keith Costas is our producer. Ben Johnston is our director. Bryce Kerr is the vice president of World Baseball Classic history, who has been so helpful to us. Rich Waltz, Dan Plesac, and John Morosi. A really fun ride through Pool B. And couple of quarterfinals, one last night. USA beating Canada narrowly 5-3. And here Italy's incredible run is continuing. D'Orazio facing Yaxel Rios, who was charged a ball there. And that foul makes it 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another guy coming out of that bullpen from Puerto Rico with a big arm. That first pitch, 98 miles an hour. I think what caught us all by surprise, Seth Lugo has been such a good pitcher, and his lone start in pool play in San Juan was so good. Not able to get out of the first inning. To me, that's the biggest takeaway and the biggest shocker of this one.
Sam Aldegheri, the Italy starter, did not look sharp either. Neither pitcher was around long.
No, Aldegheri wasn't able to get out the second inning, but Dylan DeLucia, if you're looking for a guy that went above and beyond the call of duty, I know he's a former starter. 4 strong innings in relief.
And maybe that, as there's a second out of the inning, maybe that's an indication of what I've heard from a couple of managers, coaches, people that have been around the game in both a World Series situation and a World Baseball Classic situation. And they have remarked that they've got players on their teams that have played in both and are much more tense and much tighter in World Baseball Classic, especially when you get into quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final.
I think the biggest reason why, Rich, it's so early in the month of March, and if you've gone through a long 6-month season, you've gone through some ups and downs where you've had a pitch and you've lost it, you found it again, and over the course of time, you find something that gives you some consistency. But this pool play starts, you need to be sharp right off the get-go. You don't have 4 or 5 appearances to find that breaking ball like you do in the Grapefruit or Cactus League. You're working your way into, you want to establish one side of the plate. You want to make sure you get your breaking ball over for strikes before spring training ends. All of a sudden, you get thrust in this environment here at Dyken Park, and there's 35,000 people here, and the balls and strikes are for real, and the score's for real. It comes up on you quick.
Nori in the 9th spot has a single and a stolen base. And as well, it's not like, hey, we dropped 2 of 3 to Canada, but they're coming to our place in May, so we'll get them on the return trip. Nori swings, check swings, and misses, and that's the 3rd out. Puerto Rico kind of hesitated out there. That's more like it, I would guess.
Matt Festa on for Team Italy. His job right now, get 3 outs. Italy 6 outs away from making its first ever appearance to Miami in the finals.
Cortez swings and misses.
Tell you what, you started to look at when this Pool B started, Team USA, without question, the most powerful roster they put together. And a lot of people thought Mexico.
Including Mexico.
Yes.
Thought Mexico. Cortez lines one into center field. Daniel Rivera. Elliot Ramos also scheduled for Yadier Molina. Teammates with the Cardinals, Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina, both 1-1. I can't imagine that it's easy to manage in winter ball, but that is a great proving ground. Just ask Benji Heel, who's done a lot of it and been really successful.
Good look at Ben.
Managing in winter ball and managing in the minor leagues. In the minor leagues, the emphasis is always going to be on development. In winter ball, it is winning from pitch one of game one. The pressure in winter ball is much more similar to this than just about anything else.
Are the seats hotter in winter ball for managers than they are in the major leagues?
Oh, yes. Changes happen more frequently in the course of a winter ball season than they do in the major leagues, and the expectations and intensity of the fans. I had a conversation earlier today with Nolan Arenado about what he felt at Irán Bithorn Stadium in San Juan, which of course is the home ballpark of two Winter League teams in Puerto Rico, and he said there 19,000 fans sound like 60,000, and that
Ramos takes outside for Matt Festa.
Yeah, this is about as far as you want to, if you want to go, if you're Festa right now. You don't want to get any more traffic on the bases. Puerto Rico looking for any kind of spark they can get to get a potential big inning going.
Cue the pitching coach.
Pitcher struggling to find the strike zone. Couple of guys on, and you've got some leverage in a 2-0 count. And Rosario on deck, who has some pop in his bat.
Ramos takes outside. It's 3-0. And if you're Italy, you can't wait around with this much on the line. And if you're Puerto Rico, you want more base runners. Outside corner. 3-1.
This pitch just catches that outside corner.
3-1 pitch fouled. Three-two. The door is open for Puerto Rico. And here comes Cervelli. Joe Lasorsa, the lefty, is ready. Puerto Rico's offense has been dormant since the second inning. Italy's lead is still 8-2, but the bags are loaded. Joe Lasorsa's in. There's nobody out. You got Rosario at the plate, Major League veteran of 11 years. Fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1.
Aggressive first pitch by Lasorsa. One of the things you want to do in a spot like this, damage control, bases loaded, nobody out. If you can get out of this with just one run scoring, it'd be a terrific job.
On the ground, Pasquantino got it out there. The turn, not in time, as Lasorsa stumbles at the bag. A run across, it's 8-3. So JC made a clean turn, and Lasorsa got all tangled up at first.
Good job by Vinny here to get that lead runner. This is a tough play for a left-handed pitcher. You're falling off towards the third base side, and you've got a middle infielder trying to hit you on the run. Lasorsa did a good job of getting to the bag and squaring his body. Also did a good job of knocking that one down.
He actually looked like he had his foot on the bag when the throw got to his glove. Now Torres. And it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Torres came in as a pinch hitter in the seventh. Stayed in the game, has been in center field. Two more runs out there. Puerto Rico trying to narrow the margin. In his crowd. And now Italy's dugout. And I think Francisco Cervelli wants to challenge this. Bill Miller said no challenge because it hit him in the arm, but you as a manager, you are allowed to challenge this. I don't know if the replay room said anything. Bill Miller said it cleanly hit him in the arm, but he's standing about 110 feet away. Torres said, hey, you want to look at it? Hard to tell. The bags are loaded. Now Christian Vasquez gets his first at bat of the game with the bags loaded and one out. Ball gets away. Runner coming home. Rivera scores. Puerto Rico has life.
This breaking ball just gets away. Makes it easy for Puerto Rico to score another run. It's a hapless feeling if you're Francisco Cervelli. Just simply handing bases and runs to Team Puerto Rico.
Now Cervelli had
the trainer out.
I was about to say that is the trainer.
The play at first base, maybe when Festa went to cover, when La Sorsa went to cover first base.
Italy's closer, Greg Weissert, is loose and ready. If La Sorsa can't get any outs, they may bring Weissert in an inning early. Vasquez now second and third. Ground ball base hit. That's going to score one. Ramos will score. Rosario to the plate. He's in.
Vasquez came in as a replacement for Maldonado. That flip for the ages there, too. Italy has given Puerto Rico some opportunities, and they're starting to cash in. We've got ourselves a ball game.
Castro, the tying run with one out. Italy's closer. Weissert with a fastball, it's fouled back. Castro homered back in the first. It's been a messy inning, a couple walks, fielder's choice, a hit batter, and 3 hits.
Weissert closed the door on Team USA in their 8-6 win, Italy over USA. Francisco Cervelli could wait no longer. He had to go to his final line of defense.
Breaking ball doesn't come far enough. And it's 2-1. This is a knockout round. Winner goes to Miami in the semifinals. The 2-1. Pulled foul.
Just what you feared if you're Francisco Cervelli. You felt like you had this one securely. 8-2 starting the inning. As you touched on, it's been a sloppy inning pitching-wise for Team Italy. Puerto Rico finds themselves one big swing of the bat from tying this thing up.
And dependable arms who have struggled here. Festa, La Sorsa, they've been good in the first 4 games. Weiser has closed twice. 2-2. Inside. We've got a catcher at first base with 1 out. And Castro sitting at 3-2. Not running. Swing and a miss. Weiser gets a strikeout.
Saved his best fastball for last. That was 95. The express right down the middle, but about belt high, and he throws it right by. It's a big out for Team Italy. Throws it right by Castro.
Here's Hernandez, who has the biggest swing of the tournament for Puerto Rico so far. Not in this game, but when they desperately needed it in extra innings against Panama, he walked it off with a solo homer. Weiser misses.
You try not to look ahead if you're Team Italy, but one of the things, if you can help it, is to bring your best guy in the 8th inning. A lot of times you'll see relievers get out of trouble in the 8th, and they have to go out there and recreate that momentum again in the 9th.
Pours across the strike at 95. Yadier Molina, without star power, has navigated the waters in this World Baseball Classic. The 2-1. Ground ball up the middle. Scoreboard. Arenado in the box against Weiser. And misses outside.
Good take there by Arenado. He had been chasing that pitch. Fastball right down the middle. Well-located fastball. Changeup, Arenado doesn't bite. Gets him on another changeup to ground it to third.
Edwin Diaz's first pitch hits Sam Antonacci. So Timmy Trumpet was at full blare. The fans were in a frenzy when Diaz comes out, and he bonks him right on the shin.
First pitch breaking ball hits him right in that guard with the speed of Antonacci right now. Italy's been playing aggressive all tournament long. I wouldn't be surprised.
You got to make sure that your best reliever gets into a game like this. There are certainly rules about the big 162 when you're in the regular season and you want to save your closer for the 9th. This is not the regular season. This is tournament baseball. Urgency. You've got the momentum on your side right now. Puerto Rico has to keep this game at 8-6, and they can worry about the 9th inning when it gets here.
It is a knockout game. Runner goes. Good jump. The throw, not in time.
Love the aggressive play there by Francisco Cervelli. Anytime you can pick up 90 feet, most closers aren't very adept at holding runners well. You see that high leg kick from Diaz. Vasquez has no shot. That base was stolen easily.
It's been all home runs for Italy in the first 4 games.
You see Antonacci peeking in while he was going down. He pulled a great decoy earlier in the tournament where he left his feet.
Francisco Cervelli said, hey, we're going to run a lot. They'd only stolen 3 bases in 4 games. 4 bases from 4 different players in this one. 2-2. Sagasi into center. Runner tags. Torres has it and gets off a strong throw. And Antonacci says, yeah. Marcy now. Antonacci seems annoyed at something.
Yeah, have to be careful if you're thinking about swiping third with the left-handed hitter up. Creates a very easy throwing lane for Vasquez behind the plate.
Diaz gets inside on him. It's 0-2. Of course, 2023, it was a celebration down in Miami that derailed his season. Strike three call. It caught the corner.
We've had a chance the last couple of days to see two of the best relievers in the business, Mason Miller last night, and Diaz recently signed that big deal with the Dodgers. Not only a fastball, but a terrific breaking ball to go along with it.
Pasquantino now.
That's a big run out at second base for Team Italy. You often hear that phrase of bloop and a blast. All it takes is one base runner. That tying run comes up in the ninth inning.
0-1. Diaz misses in.
You almost get the feeling that Diaz is pitching around Pasquantino a little bit. A veteran guy. He has Ken Zone, a young hitter on the on-deck circle.
Diaz, a Dodger this year.
Base open, no sense in just laying one in there for Pasquantino.
(3-1).
Went to the slider, 3-1. Best fastball so far from Diaz, 98 miles an hour. Credit Vinny for staying alive. Not easy when you get that 3-1 breaking ball. You've got to catch up with that 98-mile-an-hour express.
4-5-6 is due up for Puerto Rico when we get to the top of the ninth. All the way to the screen. That's a walk, and that's 90 feet.